G'day, I'm Paul. I am sitting in a 1 of 63 Lamborghini Sian. It's like a $5 million car. My mate Albor's over there. He's sitting in another car that is quite rare and also quite expensive, McLaren Senna. Run us through that thing.
Mate, this thing, 4-litre twin-turbo V8, it's got so much torque, it's got so much power. I mean, this car needs literally no introduction. But it is rear-wheel drive, and you're in an all-wheel drive V12, so I am a little bit worried about the launch. But I reckon, once I get going, if I ever do, I'm going to have you as we get closer to the end of the runway.
The Lamborghini Sian versus the McLaren Senna. The Lamborghini Sian, a car you almost never see because only 63 were ever made. It's Lamborghini doing hybrid their own way, mixing that big screaming V12 with this clever little electric system that gives it a boost. The McLaren Senna, basically McLaren's most extreme road car. It's built to be a track monster first and a road car second. Both are insanely rare, both are worth millions, and honestly, I have no idea how this is going to play out because each car has a different trick up its sleeve.
Well, I've got a 6.5-litre V12, naturally aspirated, but it does have a supercapacitor, which is like a 48-volt thing. It's an electric motor that gives you a little bit more power. This engine's from the SVJ, and then they've added a couple of these little components in. It's kind of all shared with the Countach as well, and it's made it to an automated manual. So the gear shifts in these are just monumentally fast and hard. So it's pretty incredible stuff.
About 8 years ago, when the likes of Ferrari and Porsche and McLaren all developed their first hybrid supercars, Lamborghini was notably absent. It didn't seem like they had any interest in investing in hybrid technology at that time. Now it seems it is the right time, and they have leapt ahead with something that no one else has ever done. Instead of a lithium-ion battery powering this hybrid system, they use a supercapacitor. Cars have always had supercapacitors in one form or another. Most electronics do. But this supercapacitor isn't a small dinky thing. It's the full width of the car. It lives right behind the driver's seat. Now, it's not a big, bulky, heavy system. Being a supercapacitor, it's a lot lighter than a battery. It's a third of the weight and can deliver 3 times the power for the same density as a lithium-ion battery. It only delivers 34 horsepower, but the nature of a supercapacitor is that it can charge incredibly quick under braking, and then it can discharge equally quickly. So imagine a traditional battery to be like an airbed. It takes forever to pump it up completely, but then you can remove the stopper and get a steady stream of air coming out of that thing for quite a while. Now consider a supercapacitor to be like filling a balloon from an air canister. It will inflate like that, and when you get a pin ready and pop it, everything comes out in an instant. That's what the power delivery from the electric motor in this car is.
That quick boost of power is automatically deployed when the throttle is pushed, giving an extra kick of acceleration. Performance-wise, the Sian should be able to get up to 62 miles an hour in around 2.8 seconds and top out near 220 miles an hour. Not massively dissimilar in a straight line compared to the Aventador SVJ, which holds the production car lap record at the Nürburgring. But that electric motor isn't just there to help the Sian off the line.
That supercapacitor can also fill the torque gaps when you're changing gear. The Aventador SVJ's gear changes were, well, they were brutal. It's a 7-speed single clutch gearbox. It's the same gearbox that's in this car. And changing gear meant disconnecting over 700 horsepower and putting it back in. That obviously gives you a bit of a punch. Now this supercapacitor connected to the electric motor which sits inside the gearbox smooths out those gear changes, meaning that you can go up the gear range utterly smoothly despite the fact that this doesn't have a dual clutch system.
Some owners of the SVJ actually enjoyed those brutal gear changes, but smoothing them out gives the Sian a more refined driving style and more stability at high speed.
The Sian is how Lamborghini came late to the hybrid game, but made it feel fresh. Instead of packing in heavy batteries, they went with a supercapacitor, which is smaller, lighter, and quicker to recharge. It only adds a little bit of extra power, but the way it delivers that power makes a big difference. It fills the gaps and makes the car feel sharper when you're pushing it. And you've still got that naturally aspirated V12 soundtrack, which is what Lamborghini fans live for. I like that balance of outrageous design, you've got the noise, and now you've got a bit of extra punch to keep it competitive with the latest hypercars. The big question is whether that little edge is enough when it's up against something as aggressive as the Senna. If you're enjoying these videos, why not consider hitting subscribe? We currently need to get to 1,000 subscribers just so we're monetized and can be paid for these videos. If you can help us get there, that would be really appreciated. Thank you.
So let's take the car for a drive. So the McLaren Senna has 800 horsepower and 800 Newton meters of torque. That gives you a sub 2 second 0 to 60 time. The car also weighs nothing, which I'll get to later on, but driving it is a visceral experience. I can imagine the only thing that's more visceral than this would be something like an Aston Martin Valkyrie. I know there's a lot of debate whether this car is a hypercar, but in my personal opinion, and after driving it for the last week, I safely would say it is. For one reason and one reason only. Not because I have to raise my voice to talk, but because if you park this next to an Aventador SVJ, this will steal the show. No one can doubt that this car is amazing. However, there is debate on whether it's a nice looking car. With a name like Senna, I feel like the looks had to be iconic. And they somewhat are. Even if they're controversial or even splitting people down the middle, I find this car a lot better to look at in person than in pictures. The first thing you notice is this massive front overhang that improves aerodynamic downforce. It allows for the car to be sucked down to the road. It's a very race car-esque thing to do. You don't often see it on road cars. You can kind of see hints of the 720S if you come to the side of the car, where it tucks in underneath. As I said, this car uses the same platform as the 720S, as well as the same engine. However, it's just been dialed up. I wouldn't even say to 10, to like 10,000. On the side of the car, you have this wonderful piece of glass that allows you to see your apexes. That's what McLaren said. However, I think it's just there because it looks cool. You have this window where only this portion goes down, which is very race car-esque. You might be thinking they were trying too hard, but that's done because there's nowhere for the glass to go. If you open the door, you can see the door opens upwards. A nice butterfly style door. It's very elegant and it makes getting in a more exciting experience. However, I'm not going to demonstrate it now. Getting in this car is quite difficult, a lot more difficult than I want it to be. Now compared to the 918, this is significantly more raw, which also comes with a downside, which is it's less usable. There's less opportunities to get this car out on the road because it is quite laborsome to drive. As you can hear, there's a lot of road noise. That's because there's no sound deadening in this car whatsoever. It just means that the car, you have to kind of be in the mood to drive it. And it's not every day that you want to, well, most days you probably do want to have a V8 screaming behind you, but some days I just want to chill out, I want to relax. The car puts out a maximum of 800 kilograms of downforce. You can kind of tell that by the wing. Alone, this carbon fiber structure, I don't want to know how much this would cost if you broke it, but it is a thing to behold. When this car first came out, it was probably the largest wing ever seen on a road car. Since then, wings have got increasingly larger. Nothing quite as big as this, but where we have the GT3 RS and other similar cars, we're kind of desensitized from wing sizes. I like a big wing. The McLaren curse is that the tanks are tiny. I think this tank is about 65 liters. That means you're filling up every time you drive the car. Once I drove it and it said a full tank would take me 78 miles. 78 miles.
This is a car that doesn't really care about comfort. It's all about speed, it's loud inside, it's awkward to climb into, and the fuel tank is tiny. But none of that matters when you're driving it flat out. It's light, it's powerful, and it has so much downforce that it feels glued to the road. The wing, the doors, even the glass panels in the lower doors all look amazing to me personally. It's made to be raw, focused, and in your face. Compared to the Sian, which blends a bit of a show with some clever tech, the Senna is more about stripping everything away to go as fast as possible. Let's jump into that race.
Count us in. Oh man. is brutal.
Oh, I'm catching him.
Oh,
Oh, I'm catching him. Oh, I'm catching him.
oh what?
Oh, I don't know if I won that or not. Holy shit.
What? What?
Wow.
What?
That was insane. That was insane. Oh man, I was so far behind. You had such a good launch, and then I just reeled you in. I don't know if I won. I really don't know.
I actually, I didn't have time to check where you were because I was like, oh, I've easily won. He's somewhere completely behind. There's no way he's going to catch me. Then we get to the finish line and I'm about to celebrate, and then all of a sudden you fly past me like I'm standing still.
This has got so much more torque in the top end. It's crazy.
All right, second run, Elbows. I think you got some warm tyres now, so let's give this a crack. Megan, count us in when you're ready. Oh, the launch is so brutal.
Come on. Nah, no traction there.
No, there's no way he's going to catch me now.
Nah.
It's mine. Now, we're going to do a roll race here. So we're basically going to accelerate up to 50 k's an hour to where Igor is with the hat. And then we're going to drop the hammer and see how we go. I reckon this is where he's going to have me because that thing is on another planet. Right, Elbows, let's do this.
So much faster.
Oh, man. Look at that.
I am so much faster. Yeah, baby. That's how you do it.
Seriously,
That's how you do it.
that is insanity.
Those runs were brilliant to watch. The first race showed exactly why the Sian can be so quick. It launches hard and clean, and you think it's gone, but then the Senna comes charging back and takes it at the line. Second time round, the Sian holds on, proving how important that all-wheel drive launch really is, and the rolling race, no surprise there, the Senna dominated once the launch didn't matter. That's where its lighter weight and power really shines. What I like about this battle is that neither car embarrassed the other. They both had their moments. The Sian showed it can still hang with one of the most hardcore cars of the modern era, and the Senna reminded everyone why it has such a reputation. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, please consider hitting subscribe. Cheers.